whoever's here, as a matter of fact. And, yeah, YouTube. I appreciate that, but enough of that. Okay. We'll get in here and, we'll get in. Yeah, I know. Okay. Where are we at on all this? Are we sounding good? I think we're sounding good. We'll have some fun with this. What's up, everybody? It's pretty chill. You're here with John. We are live in Beverly Hills. This is sort of it's Friday, January 20th, 2023. Hey, welcome on in. Figured start doing some podcasting. Whatever's clever. I got the chat window open, so if you're on here logging in, commenting, we can interact. I am a real human being. You have reached an operator. And, well, that's some fun. I got some cool stuff we can do with this. Let me see if get a little ring lighting in here. I wouldn't say this is a relaunch, because I've been doing this show for a while, but say it's like the new era. For those of you who have watched the old ones, some of the older ones I don't have on because some of the material YouTube I would say was sensitive towards. Because for those of you who weren't here from the beginning, I started this show I think right before the pandemic, maybe, but definitely did the bulk of it during the pandemic. So it's just, and I, would deal with the news and stuff, so it's tough to tell. It's tough to tell in the, with the censorship, what they're going to go retroactively censor, because I was just using real news clips, and the news kind of double over on itself over time. So it's tough to tell, like, which of those are going to be retroactively censored on the account. So I just made them private until such a time as whatever, like how Elon Musk took over Twitter. Maybe somebody else will take over YouTube one day and they'll be like, yeah, we can go back to the pre-pandemic rules of just speaking your mind or whatever. And then I will unleash those episodes. Because I did a lot. In fact, I'd lost like 20 eps, I think, due to technical errors. They were good ones too, back in Monkey Mountain. Missed those. Anyway, it's Friday, January 20th, 2023. We're chilling here. Obviously, I'm getting a little used to this new set. It's a great, absolutely fantastic Netflix and chill setup for sure. But what's the idea? So yeah, basically I'll just keep it real and have a good time on here, just talk it out, get some audience kick in, do this on a regular schedule. We'll figure out the time, like once we grow an audience, we'll figure out what time we want to set this at for the live stream, and then they'll be available. Obviously I'll just post them after, and then then they'll be on demand. And I think it'll be fun. I have a vision for this from the beginning, and I definitely can see it growing through time. So if you're coming in, we're going to grow this. You'll see it. It'll go from this, and then at some point it'll move on to become a bigger production with more guests. And the idea here is that I'll keep us entertained, solo style in the beginning. I have like a bunch of cool segments I can do, and like we can search the web together. A number of other things. And then the idea is we'll bring podcast members in here, different parts of the place I live, and also I'll do mobile ones. So I have the mobility to go out, set up the old phone and do some live streaming, probably in Beverly Hills, but also throughout LA. And then if it grows, which I think it will, then let's take it on the road. We'll go all kinds of places. It'll be fun. And yeah, so whoever comes in these early days, I'm interested to see who shows up in these early days because this thing's definitely going to grow. It's going to grow, and I have a lot of really great friends, and it's going to be great to be able to have them on as this thing grows. And yeah, I feel like we're gonna attract a good core of people into this space. This, you know, we're exploring the space. What's up, tree? Bush, this guy survived the winter. But right now, oh, 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 it's like you put me in the box, except it's kind of a comfy box. Well, it technically put me in two boxes, right? Because we got this guy make my hands touch, right, from one box to the other. There we go. Not as easy as it looks. So we go, bring it out here. Dude, connected. And then we go. Gotta bring it over here. So, fun. And we'll bring in some. Oh, there we go. Big crowd tonight. Okay, hey guys. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just getting applause now, huh? Anyhow, we'll be able to talk things out on the show. Sometimes it'll just be me, sometimes me and you with the live stream. Uh, we'll get some guests in here. We'll do some mobile spots. Maybe as the flow grows, I'll just be able to do on the spot stuff with people. It's like, hey, this is a cool ass person. Let's do a mobile podcast right here. Because that's the kind of guy I am, and I'm pretty sure that's the kind of people they are, and I think you're gonna be that kind of crowd. Yeah, and if you're deep in the catalog, let's say I'm at episode 850 at this point, and you're coming back to watch this one. Welcome back. This is definitely one of the important milestone episodes. This is definitely a stepping into a new era with this one. Fun note today, got hired at a local Italian restaurant. It's my first, actually, not my first job in the restaurant arena. In high school, I worked at McDonald's. Was my first job overall in the world. Worked at a McDonald's in the mall as the grill cook. Fortuitous coughing. Yeah, I worked as a line cook at McDonald's in the mall. Yeah, let me get my water. Also, you're still gonna be able to hear me through the wonders of modern microphones. You will still be able to hear me. Follow me around a remote camera. And we'll go around. It'll be a good time. But for now, the mystery of audio only. John doing way too much throat. Yeah. So I got hired by this local Italian restaurant. I'm gonna go there be a runner. It's cool because right now I'm doing the typical single artist in the world thing. I don't know if it's how typical it is anymore, but that's what I'm doing out here in LA. Technically, in here in Beverly Hills, but I'm an LA native, born in Long Beach. I grew up out here, grew up in the valley, grew up in a meditation cult, dealt with a bunch of stuff. And you're like, whoa, let's not brush right past the meditation cult. For now, yes. It was a lot more than that too. It was wild childhood, and then NorCal, West Point, Army stuff in Germany. Came out, got into Hollywood in 05, and stand up, and doing a bunch of things ever since. So include public performing, street performing, painting, music, writing, making films, all kinds of stuff. Typical. Honestly, in LA, that's basically what actors are. The top actors, they do most of them. They can do everything, and most of them were doing kind of everything, and then they just happened. They just got tapped to be an actor. Most of them, and so that's kind of that's the realm I'm in. Just Hollywood actor type, multidisciplinary artist, and it's fun. So I figure do these shows and just make the YouTube go boom. Have a place for people. I do have fans out there. So if you're a fan of mine, some of you might know me from the Ska Brothers back in '05 to '08. My brother and I were the Ska Brothers. I played Johnny Ska. I was on MySpace and YouTube. Got really famous doing that, writing blogs, a whole bunch of stuff. Um, so if you're a fan of mine from that era, Audio Attack and America's Hilarious, which turned into a Brother Monkeys album. It's good to see you. Some of you might have seen me like Lifestyle Weekly from that era, and it was fun. I think that was a good character to play. And then some of you might know me from the Brother Monkeys. It's mainly public performing, outrageous public performing with my brother in Santa Clarita and Beverly Hills and Hollywood, but mainly Beverly Hills. And so if you know me from there, a lot of you know me from the Chicken Man. I've been playing the Chicken Man around Beverly Hills, which is kind of an offshoot of the Brother Monkeys world, where it's just going around with one wheel and chicken suit. He's a character. He's got his own story and everything. I got a film for him. Oh, and then some of you know me from News in the News. That's where the MK Ultra Free. News in the News coming at you. What? MK Ultra Free. That was my TikTok Johnverse character. During the pandemic, I was the #1 news comedy guy, satirical news guy, taking shots at the establishment, which is what comedians are supposed to do. And it's like, it's really sad when comedians turn the other way. When comedians go dark, and like, for a comedian to go dark, it's not that they're doing dark material, it's that when they start using their powers for the establishment against people, and there are a number of comedians who are currently doing that, and it's the like saddest thing ever to see a comedian get their powers, which are basically joy, their powers of joy, joy and perspective, and then turn around and use them against people. That's bad. It's like having a Care Bear stare go Chucky on you. Like having one of the Care Bears just, hell no, I'm gonna fucking, I know what you Care Bears are about, but I think I'm just gonna go be sadistic, like the sadistic bears. That's messed up. So, as opposed to if you're a comedian, like I've been a comedian with a dark sense of humor, or who deals with dark topics, does dark humor, that's different. You're still trying to bring people from a dark place to like a slightly less dark place, It's not supposed to be just being sadistic. Anyway. So yeah, so I did News of the News, which was satire, and it was during the pandemic, which was a dark time. So, some people, if you saw me from that era, that's definitely, I wasn't as happy-go-lucky because I'm, fighting the Death Star. and now it's chiller. Things are a little chiller for me. The world's not chiller. Yeah, I know it's not. Yeah, the world. All the stuff I said on that news show was true, which is that's why that show got canceled. I got canceled off TikTok. I was rocking TikTok and millions of views and doing my thing. But you can only do that for so long when there's a takeover going on. So that one went kaput. But so if you know me from that, it was cool. This is the more centered version of me, and yeah. So we'll keep doing this, and this will be a way for me to connect with you guys, even if / when my other projects go boom, whether it's acting or well, mainly just be acting, because the comedy's going to keep going on, wherever this road takes me, even if I'm doing stand-up tours or writing and starring in projects or whatever happens. This will be still a venue that I come back to. This YouTube of mine. Had this YouTube open for over 10 years, and some of you don't know, some of you do, that with the Ska Brothers, my brother and I, we were the OG famous people on YouTube in '06. It was us and Lonely Girl 15, and there's a few others that were right there. But we were always on the front page, and there's a whole story to that. And we did like 3.5 million views on the '06 '07 YouTube. And then people always ask us, why'd you take it down? And that's a whole story in itself. Like, why did we take it down? And there's a very interesting story of that run because we were simultaneously the most famous people on YouTube and the most famous people on MySpace. Like, well, in the top 10 of them, because Dane Cook and Tila Tequila and some others were more like the most famous, and Tom, and some other people. But we were always in the top 10 bloggers list on MySpace at the same time that we're on the front page of YouTube. And it was at a time where the world didn't know what social media fame was. So we were in the stand-up world, and we were going around being first gen, first wave social media famous, legit. And people didn't know what to do with it. They didn't understand the energy. We couldn't monetize it. It was wild. And we invented the website. I remember having the initial idea for that. I'm going, yeah, it's got to be. We're going to the internet. We need to really have more short form sitcoms, basically like 3 or 5 minutes short form sitcoms. Just hit it. And I talked about it with my brother, and he like immediately analyzed it. Was like, yeah. And so we did. So we decided it was co. But I was like the first one to bring it in, but that's how me and my brother work. We just like always bringing new stuff in. It's just a matter of who gets it in, but we did, and it was a huge hit, and it worked. It was kind of crazy at the time, but so at the same time we're doing the YouTube, we were doing the MySpace, and a lot of people know us from that. So and now my brother, a lot of people know him as J Money. He's a TikTok star. He's got the money in his nose. He went big with that, but yeah, the YouTube roots, those are real. And so after that went away, after went huge on that and went away, this I started as a kind of just a personal, almost like a diary. And it was, what year was that? It was like 2011, 2012, something like that. Almost like an afterthought, because I really didn't want to go back to YouTube, because after that big experience, and then there was no money. We didn't make money, even though we pioneered the culture. Because you gotta remember, people didn't, on YouTube, they didn't, at the beginning, it was all vlogs. And we came in with a show format, and it was good, especially relative to everybody else who's doing it. We took so much heat, people hated it. The people that like were creating, because they just want to do vlogs, they didn't want to have to put any effort into it. They didn't want to have to make episodes. They thought it was too formatted at the time. I mean, we just did it anyway, and it crushed. And now we basically set the culture for all that. Because if we didn't do that, if we didn't create the webisode and put that as the format on the initial wave of YouTube, which was the wave that affected all the other forms of media, TikTok, IG, all of them, all the short form content was based off of what we put out there. The format we did, and because we weren't the only format, like if we were the only representation of that. Everybody else was doing vlogs or raw stuff, and like Lonely Girl 15 was a hoax. Really, it wasn't acting; it was a fraud, and had this weird, creepy, like it had a really weird, creepy, like is this person like a hostage, like kind of vibe. It was not a good vibe. There was like an air of intrigue to it, but it was like on like the same kind of vibe you get from the pages of Craigslist that you shouldn't visit. It was not a good vibe. Me and my brother were doing a Seinfeld sitcom on there, where every episode had format, and I edited them all, and they were edited as sitcom beats, and they were like Seinfeld. It was like two middle-aged brothers living in a suburban house, and every episode was about some nonsense protocol question, basically in the house or something, rules and etiquette and Seinfeld stuff. Show about nothing. And it was funny, and people loved it. And that was ended up being the format that won out, basically, on the internet. So, you're welcome, whole internet. Yeah, we did that. So, to watch it blow up and then not make money off it and all this other stuff, I definitely needed a break from YouTube. And when I came back, was with this. And I didn't really think too much of it. So I was like, okay, cool, back on YouTube, have just have it on there. But now it's stacked because I've been doing it for so long. It's stacked with great stuff. There's some dude. Honestly, my YouTube's got a bunch of dope stuff on it. So feel free to search and go back. It's sick. And now, yeah, now I'm in LA and I'm doing the artist thing. And the YouTube's not the only thing I've done. I've done legit other projects, but it's nice to have this one. Now that it's like we stood the test of time. It's nice, and I like making the comedy videos on here, and I think this will be a better way for me to open up, connect with my fans, and we can take a ride together, take a journey, because fun is number one, and I love having fun, and fun takes different forms. Not all of it's just juvenile, and not all of it's irresponsible, but there's all kinds of fun things, and we're going to continue to take this journey on here, and I'm going to bring good vibes and travel places and do fun things. And I'm not gonna overexpose my whole life on here, but I'm gonna share more than I don't, and I'm gonna do fun stuff. So, dude, life is real. So, if you're in a position where you don't have a chance to, get out as much as you'd like, or travel, or do some funner things, or whatever, then I'll be the guy you can check in with, and I got a sense of humor about stuff, and I understand about life, and I've been in need of some levity too. I'm a person, I'm a human being where, I've been sick, or I've been immobilized, or I've been stuck in a job, or just don't have time. I'm like, oh man, be nice to get out, and then I just click on something. Oh, that guy's doing something cool somewhere. Oh, that's cool. Gives me a break. So I'll be that guy. Yes, check with John. What's he up to? Oh, okay, cool. That's fun. Just whatever. And not all the time, like I said, because I'm gonna be doing Lord knows what, probably just a bunch of different stuff. But I'll keep coming back to this, and hopefully, this will go for decades and decades, and just be kind of a nice place to check back in with everybody. So, kind of the idea for what's going on here. I know it's kind of wordy, but we don't have a crowd coming in yet. I'm gonna have to keep hitting some eps and getting some people in here to do that. But this will be the one where we start doing it. So let's see what's some stuff we can do. Yeah, we got a bunch of other stuff we can do, but I think we'll keep these early ones pretty simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. You guys can give me a huge ovation on the way out. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, dude, let's get this. Put this one in the can, folks.